Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles, back again for another Revoltech Ninja Turtles review, and this time Raphael. So just give you guys a quick look at the packaging. You can see everything pretty much through the window on the clamshell. It's got the usual explanation of the joints and so on, like the comic book art on the side. And there's just some pictures of the figure itself, with some posing options and so on, and I love that alternate head sculpt there. And there's some more explanation about the joints. So I'll crack him open and give you guys a closer look. Alright, so here it is straight out of the packaging, and another diorama piece there with, I'm not sure what that is just yet, but I'm assuming that fits onto the peg there. And you get the two Psy and the alternate head sculpt, and the figure itself, which all looks pretty damn good. So I'll set it all up and get back to you guys. Alright, so here is all out of the packaging, and similar to Leonardo, this figure is just pretty damn awesome. I'm still not sure what this thing is, if it's some sort of mailbox or something like that, but you pretty much just clip it on the hole there, if I can do that. All the holes are pretty damn tight. There we go. Just sort of rotate it around, and then this is the little peg that fits in the hole in the shell there, and so you can have him jumping around with the others on their diorama pieces. So that's nice to have. Now this head sculpt is friggin' awesome. So I'm loving the I don't know where they got that from, if it's from some comic or cartoon or what, but the angry look here in that sort of anime fashion is pretty funny to have, so that'll be a good alternate way to display them. And the Psy, again similar to Michelangelo, you get the nice sort of metallic paint finish on the blade and nicely painted hilt. And the peg again fits in the hole in the hands. So you get two of those, which is cool. And onto the figure. So the figure is pretty much the same as Leonardo, with a few minor differences. So if I just grab Leo here. So the shell, for example, if I just move up, I think the shell on Raph is a little more banged up, so you can sort of see a few cracks and so on. And it is slightly shaped differently, a bit more rounder than Leonardo. So it's not like they just took the same mold and just repainted the bandana, which is a nice touch. Similar to the others, the head sculpt has the moving eyes feature. So you just sort of rotate that around. And I heard about this on some of the other ones where the eyes weren't moving. Oh, hang on, actually, I wasn't rotating that correctly. If I rotate that now, there you go. You can sort of see the eyes moving now. So it's got a double sort of joint on there. So sometimes you can just rotate that, which I just did thinking the eyes would move, but the actual joint is on the inside, and you have to hold that and just swivel that properly to get the eyes to move. So that's the cool feature there. I guess the only other thing I probably didn't mention in the previous review was I wish the head sculpt here didn't have that seam, but they probably did that seam so they could do the moving eye feature, because these alternate head sculpts as one piece don't have that seam. So that's probably one little nitpick. And again, he's got the same sort of neck as Leonardo, which doesn't have the cover that Donatello seems to have. So I'll try and look into why that is. Now, with the Revoltech joints, the other thing that I'm not quite sure how. So you can see the seam. So I'm still trying to get used to these Revoltech joints, since these are my first figures with that sort of technology. But you can definitely move them along the seam in the proper direction, and then trying to rotate it seems to be really difficult on some of mine. So I'm not sure. I don't want to force things too much and break anything, but you can sort of they don't seem to be on a ratchet joint or anything like that either, but I think you just need to be careful and hold it as close to the joint as you can before you try and move them, otherwise you might snap that ball joint. But as with all the others, pretty much every joint has that technology, so shoulders, elbows, even the wrist here has that joint, so you can rotate back like that and forward, and the fingers themselves have those joints as well. So there's plenty of options for articulation, and lots of range of movement. I mean, as I showed before, you can't really get that sort of elbow articulation on too many figures of this size anyway, so that's pretty damn good. What else? The legs pretty much have the same sort of articulation, so you can fold them up pretty high, and the knees, again, it leaves a bit of a gap, but in most action poses they look pretty cool. And the ankles again, so you can rotate the ankles and do the rocking and back and forth as well, so I wouldn't want to do that and leave that gap, but other than that, there's lots of range of motion. So it's just a matter of playing around and trying to gently adjust those Revoltech joints, because I'm assuming my knee joint here can be rotated, and I'm trying to, as you can see, the legs aren't particularly straight, so they look a little wonky. So I'm assuming you can rotate those joints somehow and straighten them up, because my Leo doesn't look like that. So it's just a matter of me trying to figure out how to rotate the top part of that joint without snapping it, so that it looks fairly good. So I'll try and do that gently and take some decent pictures and post them up on the page. But other than that, it's pretty much the same as Leo. I do like that they've got the variations in, shell color. That Raph's a little lighter and it's got the cracks along the shell there. This is a different piece as well, that goes around there to hold the sai at the back, as opposed to those on Leo. But yeah, another great figure that is definitely, in my opinion, worth the extra cost for this particular scale. So like Leo, I got all of my turtles for about $40 US, shipped from Japan. So I think some of the US retailers probably have it for a bit more than that. So just shop around and see where you can get the best price. But definitely, if you're a Turtles fan, these are well worth getting, just purely for the attention to detail, the paint apps, and the articulation. So hope you guys like that look. Click that subscribe button, because I've still got Michelangelo and Donatello to come in the next couple of reviews. So stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye. Alright, so I just wanted to quickly show you guys something I just learned by looking at the packaging. Apparently these joints can be taken out so you can more easily adjust them. So I was talking about before that the legs didn't seem quite straight, but apparently all I did was follow the instructions, and you can pull this joint straight out and then gently sort of start rotating it at that particular joint there. So you can sort of just bend it down and then gently rotate it, so you can sort of rotate it in that direction and then gently sort of rotate it back, or then back into that direction. So you just have to sort of take them out and slowly adjust them and then put them back in where you want it. So if I then just slot that back in like so, so they fit in fairly snug there, and then you can sort of have that, and the leg now looks fairly normal because I've sort of bent it in the right way. So I'm not sure if all the joints do that, but it seems to imply that they do. So these Revoltech joints certainly do take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do get the hang of it and understand what you can sort of get away with, you can probably get them and futz them around to exactly how you want it. So I'll probably be trying to do that with these hip joints here, and maybe even the shoulder and elbows. So lots of different options, and yeah, I just thought I wanted to point that out before I go on to the next review anyway. So thanks for that, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers, bye.